All right.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Every rush song.
Stratospheric traces of our transitory flight decorate and delight the skies and our imagination as we analyze the Rush song Vapor Trail from the Vapor Trails album. Tim, Jay, Vapor Trail. What do you think?
Well, I think in order to understand vapor trail, we must first define vapor trail.
Mm.
And Webster's dictionary defines a vapor trail as a a trail of condensed water in an aircraft or rocket at high altitude, seen as a white streak across the sky. And so there's that. And I liked it. I like Vapor Trail. I like the lyrics to the song. And like a vapor trail, the song does ponder the fleeting nature of many things we consider to be the most important to us. And to quote Groucho Marx, time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana.
Smarter than fruit flies.
Yeah, it's true.
Conk, conk.
Yeah, that's
was our
I've got some more. I've got notes. I got a little factoid that I thought was interesting.
Notes.
But
Love notes.
I want to know what I want to know what y'all think.
Well, vapor trails. I mean, I think another example of impermanence.
Right. That's when you have to.
It-
That's when you can't go to the bathroom. Right. No, what you can, but you have to wear a diaper.
Here's what I wrote down. So if it sounds like I'm reading it, it's because I'm reading it. One of my
Okay.
least favorites. You know what? Actually, when I wrote that, it was one of my least favorites. But the more I listened to it, the more I found out I like it. Although I like it more. Oops, I guess I wrote that. I like it more as I pay more attention to what's going on musically. I like Geddy's harmonies on Vapor Trails when he's saying Vapor Trails, but I don't like the backing vocals. I don't like that thing. I wish there was
You mean the hey, 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 hey? You don't like that? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, I could do it.
I see.
I don't.
That's okay. I knew that you weren't going to like that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Am I that predictable? Or maybe they should have left that off? I don't know. Ooh, it's up to you. You decide, America, Canada, Spain.
Again,
Everybody's
I
listening to
think
every Rush song now.
I think this album is proven without the use of keyboard technology that they felt like, well, Getty, why don't you throw in some more Getty Hayes, Getty,
Getty
Getty Ooze, Getty
Getty
O's,
Oz.
Getty
Getty Oz.
Oz. Right.
I like Getty-O's.
Uh-oh. Getty Oz.
Getty-O's.
Intransitory flight. Our intransitory flight, I'm pretty sure means our lives, which are short. They seem permanent, but they'll fade. Then the chorus talks about memories also fading. And I wrote down this question for us all to think about. Isn't it weird how some memories are so vivid? Some memories are so vivid, and others are more difficult to hold on to, like vapor trails.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, Shane. What did you just say?
I
I
forgot.
couldn't remember it. Yeah.
Did it fade away like a
It's
vapor
funny.
trail?
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny you should say. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I was waiting to get a drink anyway.
Oh, it's almost a spit take. A spitake.
Well, you know, when you're saying including memories kind of go away. And, you know, of course the song is Neil working his way through about him working through his grief. And so the pain of losing his daughter and wife is now replaced by a new pain, which are his fading memories of
Yep.
them. which
How depressing is
and then
marriage?
there's a line from the song. Uh, it says, "Horizon to horizon, memory written on the wind, fading away like an hourglass, grain by grain, swept away like voices in a hurricane, or a Tim in a hurricane."
The world is
World
turning
is
Tim's.
turning Tim's. Okay. That's crazy.
Uh,
Yeah, this song was the last song that they put together on the album.
I didn't know that.
really?
Yes. It was the last song. This is one of the songs where I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics that much. I do remember this, that when this song came out, and I'm with the way the introduction is, okay, and this came out in 2002.
Long time.
What horrific event happened on that September day in 2001?
That would be 9/11,
Right.
or
And so I'm trying to remember who it was I was talking to. If it was Belknap or maybe, but I don't remember if I was talking to him at that time, Andy the Levite, um, thinking that the song was about that day.
I could see
Right.
it, especially with the first
Right.
line.
Right. Yeah. The sun is turning black. The world is turning gray, but, but anyways, today, and I'm ashamed to admit this, today is the first day that I listened to the song while reading the lyrics along with it.
Oh
Hmm.
And
my.
I want to say this is the most depressing lyrics I think he's ever written. I don't see in a lot of the stuff, like from Ghostwriter and Secret Touch, One Little Victory, The Stars Look Down, Peaceable Kingdom. There was something always in there that it was negative, but then you got a positive.
Yeah.
Not this one.
This
Well,
one, there's it doesn't go to the positive. So
no.
and I tried to find something on the internet of somebody else who had maybe interviewed Neil, um, something just talking about the meaning of these lyrics. Couldn't find anything,
Yeah.
anything at all. Um, Actually saw an interview with Alex and Getty in 2002, shortly after they had released the album, and it was talking about making this album and everything. Like when they started to go song by song, everything was just real quick. Didn't get into a lot of depth. Didn't really talk about meaning of lyrics. It was usually, hey, Alex had come up with this really cool um, guitar riff, like One Little Victory. Alex had come up with bits and pieces of the guitar riffs that we hear, and he had given it to Getty, and Getty took it and started, messing around with it, and blah. They went on from there. Got a couple of lyrics from Neil. Yeah, I think this will fit here. So, what? So when I'm listening and reading it, in a way, to me, it almost sounds like he's these lyrics are of anger, of his memories fading away.
Yep. That's what I get. I get like it's he's going through it, the despair part of it. He's thinking he's starting to um get used to the idea that they're gone, but now he's feeling like they're fading away, their memory is fading away. What's you know, what's life? You're going through a lot of emotions at that point, and so it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but in his book Ghostwriter, he wrote that his brother Danny read a poem at his daughter Selena's funeral, and this poem is called "Funeral Blues," and it contains the lines, "The stars are not wanted now. Put out every one. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. Pour away the ocean and sweep up the wood, for nothing now can ever come to any good," which inspired the line in the song, "All the stars fade from the night
Right.
and
The
the
ocean's
ocean's drain the," yeah,
right.
drain away.
The forest burns to ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 So yeah, he took now, you know, I don't know. Maybe y'all have read something. I couldn't find anything. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe he had some of this stuff jotted down, but he didn't have just every line written yet. And
Yeah.
maybe in their process, this took them 13 months to
Yeah.
record this album.
Yeah.
You know, that's the longest it ever took them to Grace Under Pressure, I believe, comes in second and would have been first place for the longest it ever took them to record an album. That was like 6, 7 months when they did Grace Under Pressure. So, but they also were talking about, you know, they weren't feeling any pressure from the record label, you know, having a deadline to meet. So, you know, so if this was especially later that he started to come up with more of these lyrics and they're in the process and he starts to finalize, you know, he started a new life. He's back together with his band. He's remarried, you know, and with his new wife, he's got new friendships there because of her relations.
Mhm.
And so maybe, you know, his memories of his wife and daughter, maybe they were, you know, at the forefront
It's kind
every
of
day,
it's kinda interesting
you
you
know.
mentioned that because I kinda relate, the next song that we're gonna cover, "Secret Touch," I kinda relate these songs in that the memory's fading, he's trying to move on, but he's also
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Tim,
I mean,
I have an
everything.
excerpt. I
Ooh,
have an excerpt
Ooh.
from Ghostwriter that
Ding,
might
ding,
ooh,
ding, 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 ding. Excerpt flash.
thank you. An excerpt from Ghostwriter that might partially answer that question. This is from page 456, in case you're wondering.
mm,
And I quote,
456.
"And now, as I bring this tale to a close," towards the end of the book, by the way, "it is
look at
January
that.
2002. For a year, I have been working with Getty and Alex in a small recording studio in Toronto, composing, arranging, and recording a new Rush album called Vapor Trails. The title grew out of a metaphor which first appeared in a letter to Hugh Sim? Help me out. In the summer of 1999
Semi.
as an offhanded reference to the ghosts of memory. The song Vapor Trail was also one of the lyrics. I'm sorry. The song Vapor Trail was also one of the first lyrics I wrote for the project. For the first few songs I worked on, necessarily had some philosophical and emotional baggage to sort through. And then songs like Sweet Miracle and Earthshine reflected the new joy of my life. And I moved on to less personal, more conceptual themes. And he
Right.
does mention, when you read the book or listen to the book, you'll hear a lot of lines that later became lyrics throughout Vapor
Yeah.
Trails. And that's kind of one. You know what I
Hey,
didn't do? I didn't play an excerpt. I didn't
Well, you
play a
didn't
bit. I didn't play a bit. All right, here's a bit. Here's a little bit.
a little
Sorry.
bit.
Sorry. And this is the chorus, and this is from the remix.
Paper Trail.
Remix,
Ooh.
Vapor Trail, ladies and gentlemen. Playing all the hits.
I would like to hear this song with the hey, hey, hey mixed out.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, did they do that because they felt like they needed not another guitar part and it'd be silly to do something bassy. Drums are busy enough, you
Sure.
know.
It's a cool drum part. I love the
Yeah. So the drum part's busy enough. I'm just wondering if they felt like they needed something else in there just to help fill up space. But I'm thinking, no, I'd like to hear that without the
Yeah.
hey, hey, because I'm trying to remember if they did this one in concert or not. I don't think they did. Um, if if they would have had the hey, hey, heys in there during the live, because excuse me, they could have,
Yeah.
they did a lot of his backing vocals,
Yeah, it's not
so
on any of the live CDs, but
no, it's not
doesn't
on
mean they
any of the
didn't play it at
live
some point.
CDs. Right. They might have, at maybe at the beginning. I don't remember them play. I saw that tour twice and I don't remember them playing Vapor Trail.
You might, Rabbit. You might. Don't know where that came out of nowhere.
I'm sorry. Is this thing on? Are we still on the air?
Well, I don't know about on
But
the air, sir. This
it's
is
yeah, not technically
not
air,
really a radio show, but
but
okay.
I'd like to say that I think my most haunting and favorite line is the um, swept away like voices in a hurricane.
Yeah.
why is that, Tim?
Well, think of it, a hurricane, and if you're stranded in a hurricane and you're yelling for help, you
Nobody can
know,
hear you.
nobody can hear
Uh,
you, and you project, and that 100-mile-per-hour wind just takes it right away.
that
You
wind is
know,
louder. The rain is louder.
No.
right. The thunder is louder. The sharks falling out of the sky are louder.
Yeah. Hey, uh, back to the quote that you had from the book, Shane, the little part that you read
Yeah, that wasn't me.
about
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
there was a factoid, and I don't know where this fits in any of our discussion, but I found it interesting. Uh, there's a line, there's a line or a I guess words that say success is not the result of spontaneous combustion. You must set yourself on fire.
Yeah. Where was that? I think
Eh,
I saw that in the Rush Vault, maybe. I love that line.
yeah. So according to what I read, Neil had found those words on the wall of a bar in Montana, attributed to someone named Reggie Leak. Um, and although the wall and the bar in Montana seemed like an unlikely place for inspiration, he said he carried that with him throughout the recording of Vapor Trails. And he thought about it more and more, and so he kind of that kind of was an underlying inspiration.
I'm
Has
wondering if this guy was a prophet and if he ever written
you know
anything on a studio wall or a concert hall.
It's
when I read that, I looked
it's
the
fun.
guy up and I do not remember anything. Sorry, Mr. Leach. My memory's
Mm,
gone. It's not as good. And that's funny. Not something you would expect to see. We don't know. Probably like some kind of redneck bar. Probably not the nicest of places. Not the most
yeah,
high rent, high pollutant, whatever. But I think that also goes back
right.
to Mystic Rhythms. Is don't write off those things. You never know where you're gonna find some wisdom, and you're probably even gonna find it someplace that you would otherwise avoid. Keep an open mind,
Exactly.
Jay. Jay, keep an open mind. I'm talking to you, Tim.
Yeah.
Keep an open mind, Jay.
Open minds.
Mm.
Now, I did say that my favorite lyric is the swept away like voices in a hurricane. I think the
Can't change your
lyrics
mind.
that are the most no, they're not. It's not my favorite. It's to me, it's the most painful, haunting. of this is the vaporize the memories that freeze the fading past, silence all the songbirds, stilled by the killing frost. Force burns to ashes. Everything is lost.
I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
uplifting if you think about it.
I mean, hey,
That's
let's go help. Let's go help some old women cross the street.
good.
No?
Yeah, let's do that. Wait,
Yeah.
silence all the songbirds. The frost killed them. Everything's lost. Sorry, old women. Can't help you cross the street.
Vaporize the memories that freeze the fading past.
Good
mean,
analogy,
Is it
though.
me or
'Cause
is this like the most uplifting song
That
I've ever
is
heard?
some deep shit.
That isn't vapor trails are when the fumes or the moisture it freezes in the air, right? And
Coming-
then that's
It's
yeah.
coming off of the
The
wings of the blade.
condensation,
Yeah.
the water, it freezes the makes it, yeah, a trail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a brilliant analogy. Taking this, I guess it didn't not necessarily occurring in nature because planes and stuff flying through the sky isn't a naturally occurring thing, but this thing that happens with science or whatever, and then applying
here
it
we
to
go.
this memory and these feelings, that's just an astounding line. That's incredible.
Wake up, Tim.
Tim.
No,
Hey,
no, I'm awake. I thought he was about to dive deep into science right there.
So what are atmospheric phases?
See, I knew that was coming up.
Oh boy.
There he goes, talking about science again.
You know what? I
It
couldn't
is.
find it.
It's all about science. If
I
you would
Googled-
just listen to me.
I Googled, and finally I asked Bard, which is the Google version of ChatGPT. And here's what it said. Atmospheric phases refer to the different states of matter that can be found in the atmosphere: gas, liquids, solids.
Mhm.
So then-
Wait a second. You had to ask Barf that?
Bard.
Oh,
I
I
say
thought you said Barf.
Barf. Was it Barf?
Barf.
Who was
the half,
Barf?
The half man, half dog from Spaceballs.
That's right. I'm my own best friend.
Right.
Take 5, everybody. Smoke them if you got them.
So
Well-
gas, liquid, and solid, right?
Yeah, which is pretty much what it is. It's liquid, kind of, I guess, turning into a solid, which makes what should have just expelled from this plane and dissipated and gone away. It freezes and it makes this transitory thing last.
It's kind of like a representation of what happened after I had coffee this morning.
Yes. Tell us more, or maybe
There's-
don't.
I don't think I should.
Okay.
But then again, it doesn't last because it eventually
Fades away.
warms.
Tough.
Right. It vaporizes and
Right.
then it's gone.
Forever.
Lasts.
All is lost.
all is lost. Hmm.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, this is not one of my favorite songs on the album.
And musically, there's some good stuff. It's not the most jamming.
yeah,
I like the part, close to the end when I guess you're thinking it's really like a guitar solo, but Alex does more of that low end.
Oh, the
boom,
low end.
boom, boom, boom. Yeah, something like that.
Wow. Well, when
I
I
like
get,
that.
I have several places marked out to play that I found interesting
Start with number one.
musically,
I think I already did number one.
and or with the yes, that did right before we recorded, because remember I said let's wait, number one.
Number
Okay.
one.
All right.
I podcast with kindergartners.
Okay, so here we go. This is going to be at 45 seconds. And hey, Vamp, while I scrub to the time, 45, 45, 45. And my notes here that I like the bass line along with the kick drum. indicative of what I like about Geddy and Neil as a.
The sun is turning black, the world is turning gray.
I like that.
Yeah.
The bump, bump, and then there's
That-
that cool.
He's playing like a chord thing or harmony. What is he doing there, Shane? Having
Bass
been
chords.
a bassist yourself.
Bass chords. There's a
Yeah.
lot of bass
Bass
chords
chords, yeah.
on this album. I mean, not even
Mhm.
Geddy has done a lot of bass chords. I guess there was Turn the Page.
Yeah, there was Turn the Page.
And The Pass. He had some chords in
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
yeah,
I
some
like the
chords in The
bass
Pass.
chords.
And
And
then probably
all of
missing some
your
more. But a lot on this album.
all of your musical simplest on that little snare roll fill that Neil did would have said, okay, was that necessary?
And the answer is yes.
What?
He's just too busy.
What
Why
happened?
can't he just stay on the boom, 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 ga, go, 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 ga, instead of the
Because he's Neil Peart.
right, exactly.
So yeah, that's one point, Jay. And the other point is Neil is always right. So
Right.
never
What if
is Neil
Elvis
wrong.
would have only recorded Jailhouse Rock?
He would not have been as successful because
What if Air Supply would have only released I'm All Out of Love?
would have been a tragedy.
It would have been a tragedy. And what if the Bee Gees would have only released
It's
Tragedy?
tragedy. Damn it, I hate it when we think alike. Tragedy. When the Bee Gees only release one song and it's tragedies.
First grade, Shane. First grade. That's how. No, second grade.
I was gonna
Is
say.
that when the song came out?
We didn't
Yeah, it
meet
was
till
second grade you
second
came-
grade.
Yeah.
was when
Wow.
I
Yeah, that's
came to
when the song
town.
came out.
Second grade. Well, probably to a
Wow.
lot of people that watch this show, it came out in second grade. That was when Tim and I met in 1970 old. 1970 old.
Right.
I
How
also have
old were you guys again when you met?
I was 84.
Wow.
second grade, whatever age that is.
Second grade. So whatever that is.
I don't know what age
7,
that is.
8.
Carry the
Oh.
9.
Carry it.
Divide by pi.
Carry that 9, my wayward son. And I also had something about
Oh, wait
liking
a
the.
second. We're about to get into science.
No, I had something about liking harmonized vocals here too. I just missed it this time.
Yes.
The sun is turning black, the world is turning gray.
Yeah, there are some harmonies there. And then the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like Getty's harmonies. I don't like his backing vocals.
Okay.
Only 4.
Speaking of that, here is a guitar lick when the guitar kicks in, because it's a pretty abrupt change and it's very cool. I don't like the backing vocals. I do like the drum parts, what we talked about earlier, but it's a little busy. And then I don't think this YouTube and whatever you're listening to this podcast on won't have it in stereo, but you should really listen to this song with headphones, because the percussion's going kind of back and forth in the mix. But
Yeah.
goes a little something like this.
Horizon to horizon, every written on the wind, fading away like an hourglass, grain by grain.
It's really cool. I don't know if you two listening can hear the stereo stuff where it's going because the drums are panned differently and it's
Exactly. And especially when Neil, so he's doing the little 16th notes on the toms, and then he comes in on one time through, it's just a single snare hit. The second time through, he does a double snare hit and then follows it up with 2 hits on the hi-hat. So it's 16th notes.
what?
Yeah.
Do I need to play that again?
Yes.
Oh,
Hey, Looking like this, I just thought that the coconut the dragon's holding was a kettle drum.
With an
I can see
umbrella.
that.
That's what I want.
was gonna
I want to go to a tropical
look,
beach.
I've got a space kettle drum.
I want to go to a beach and have one of those kettle drums with the umbrellas.
Man, that would be awesome.
Yes. By the
There it
way-
is.
Oh no, it's
Dude.
on fire.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Put it out. Put out that fire. Don't
Here,
hurt
let me
Space
pour the
Retard.
coconut juice on it.
Ooh, good thinking, Tim. We'll use the umbrella to shield us from the vapors.
Mm.
By the way, memory written on the wind, my favorite line. Okay, here we go. Let's listen to that again. Let's just listen to those little snare things that Tim was talking about.
Yes. Right there. It's coriander. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Coriander.
Coriander.
Wow. Yeah,
That-
coriander.
Which, by the way, that's what I
tortita.
used. That's what coriander is what I used to spice up my spaghetti sauce I made earlier. In case you're wondering,
Maybe
coriander.
I think you mean coriander.
Right,
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right,
yes,
right, right.
yes.
Okay, now, and I think I mentioned earlier, here, Vapor Trails. I love these harmonies. What I like about those harmonies is that the mix is so subtle. I mean, you can hear them. You don't have to listen for them, and you can hear them. But if you want to hear them, you have to really listen for them. Does that make sense?
But do they not come out a little bit louder later on in the song?
I don't know.
Because that's the first time of the chorus. Find it the second chorus.
So the harmonies are
What am
hidden
I,
in
some
there
kind
'cause
of
all-
a-
it sounds like he's just doubling his own.
No,
Don't-
there is, but it's very faint.
Yeah.
It's
It
like
is
Getty was recording in London and Toronto,
Mhm.
you know, and
otherwise known as a perfect mix. It's the mix is just perfect on this. At 136 in the song, by the way, here it is again. Okay, Jay, you are correct on the first Vapor Trail. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
doubled or if there's an echo on it, but you can hear the doubled, the second one faintly in the left side.
Yeah.
And then on the second one, you can hear the I don't know what if it's third, fifth, whatever, but you can hear slightly higher. And then when it ends, he kind of the one in the left speaker, the doubled one, kind of lingers on just a little longer. It's beautiful. I like it. This might be one of my favorite songs that we're talking about tonight. Okay.
are you going to go to the second chorus?
No, I don't know. I don't even know what the second chorus is, Tim. You have to
Oh.
write down these things and tell me.
No, I don't. All you got to do is fast forward through the song.
Maybe we'll I bet one of these has that second chorus in it, Tim, which might be something I should do from now on. I'll write down the times of the verses and the choruses just in case Tim has some outlandish request again. All right. Super cool bass fill here. I'm going to play it in the remix first because it stands out a little better. That's right. I said outlandish. Stands out a little better in the remix, but here it is in the original.
Silence all the songbirds, still by the killing frost. For this bird
Kind of does a ba-dum-bum, kind of, and more
Yeah.
doubled vocals there. Jay.
He doesn't really follow the pattern you might think he would do. He sort of hesitated on that
Doesn't.
second one.
Not really a syncopation because syncopation would be da-da. It's kind of a dump and then a hesitation before it comes in. Is
Right.
that right? Is that words
L-
that
like
are musical?
like he was really supposed to play it typically doing just the same what he had already done, but he had a brain fart and then went,
Mhm.
oh wait, and then he just quickly
No.
got it in. No,
No, Getty's brain
nobody's
doesn't
with
fart.
me on that.
Getty's brain does not
Mm.
fart. It does not. It is
Okay.
perfect.
I'm
Like women, Getty's brain does not fart.
Correct, Jay. Correct.
Mhm.
Maybe not completely politically correctly, but
you'll need to
But,
come.
yep.
You'll need to come over to my house.
okay.
Oh,
Now
boy.
here's the original. I'm hoping I played it far enough that I even got to the bass lick that I can. Here it is.
Fast. Silence all the songbirds, still by the killing frost. Forest burn to ashes, everything is lost.
Dun, 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 dun. Very cool.
Yeah.
And by the way, I heard the harmonies very clearly that time.
So maybe they get a little louder as the song progresses.
Maybe
Okay.
they just mix them a little.
Well,
bit more.
towards the end of that little piece, the little that you played, it kind of goes back to the double of the one vocal, but somewhere it does the harmony, and then it goes back to just the single vocal.
Now this part here is at 246 of the song. I'm going to play the
Not
remix
single.
first. Listen what's going on with the bass.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Doodle-doo-doo-doo? Okay, now you can hear it.
But
you
did
can-
but did you also hear his higher pitched harmony on that chorus right there?
Nope.
I
Oh,
did.
Wait,
I felt like
so-
it was
heard-
louder.
first outlandish,
No,
and now made up by Tim.
I heard it on the remastered. I didn't hear it on this one,
Okay, here's the
or not the remastered, but the
Original.
reimagined.
All right, here I'm going to play again the remix.
The remix.
See if Tim's right, which I doubt he is.
Yeah,
The guitar go.
you heard it. No.
Yeah, I
Don't
did
skip
hear it.
over
I
the
did
fact
hear it.
that you heard it.
I heard
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Tim was
I'm
right.
sorry. What about? Yeah, thank you.
Tim
What
was
did you
right.
hear?
The higher harmony part that he did.
Yeah, here it is. I'll play it again.
Yeah, but that was the remix. You said
Yeah.
you heard it in the original,
Yeah, I did hear it in the original, but
so you hear it in both.
but what I'm saying that higher harmony comes out a little bit louder the second
second
time they go
time.
through the chorus. Yeah.
At 246,
I-
then at 45, then at 45 seconds. One more time on the remix. Plus that cool thing on the bass. Now here it is on the original. I guess we're listening for the bass. The bass stands out a little more. And what are the harmonies gonna do? Let's find out.
I hear the harmonies way better in the original mix.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't hear the bass in
it-
either. I must have got that backwards.
no, the bass that bass fill was a little
It was
under
lower.
the level,
Yeah, I didn't hear
Yeah.
the original.
and that higher pitched harmony was a little bit louder.
Right. I'm glad we have
Yeah.
both to listen to. They're both cool. Okay, this comes at 312, and there's I like the chord change that goes into the verse here. He stalls as he finds the correct time.
Washed away like
Ooh, that's the first time I've noticed that. I can't tell. Is that Getty or is that a guitar kind of screaming there? Kind of like I'm going to listen to that again, ladies and gentlemen. 5, 2, 3, 11.
Washed away.
It's like a
Sounds like Getty.
That sounds like
Yeah.
Getty. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
man, I love his harmonies.
Uh,
And I didn't have anything.
consider that a harmony, but yes, it
Yeah,
was
it's
very nice.
more like a scream.
I love Lamp.
Do you, Tim? Do you love Lamp?
I love Lamp.
You
I
hear
love Lamp.
he loves Lamp. You heard it here, folks. He loves Lamp.
I love Lamp.
Okay, now this is at 3:36, and it's a guitar lick that you can barely hear, but it's better on the remix. So I'm going to play the original first, if I can find 3:36. Listen to this guitar lick. All right, let me go back a little bit farther just to make sure. I'm going to go back instead of 3:36.
Man, that's my guitar part that I really like right there.
I like that part. The other, all I heard was a wall of just a bunch of mess.
Bunch of what?
Mess.
A bunch of mess. Just somebody just
Mess.
diarrhea right over all over the guitar. Yeah. Yeah. It was all covered up. It was all ice
Wow.
was covering everything up.
Dare you, sir? How dare
The mix.
Oh,
But it kind of comes down. It doesn't really go into a big, which is okay. Songs do that sometimes. I'm kind of expecting it to go into a really big crescendo to
with that,
something really big. But then it comes down back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it. Yeah, it sounds like that. Sounds like what everybody else in the music world would be doing right there.
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know?
So was that the remix?
That was the original.
That was the original.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now here's the
Okay.
remix where you can hear the guitar like a little better.
Yeah.
I hope.
Way better.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
On the guitar.
Yeah, that was way better.
Overall, I do like the remix better of this song.
Yeah.
Cool drum fill too.
Yeah. So the other to me just seemed like it was really bassy and it was covered, and not necessarily Getty's bass, just the mix in general, and it covered up the music. You could barely hear it. Now, if I had headphones and was listening to it that way, well, I do have headphones, but if I had if I was listening to the song
Yeah.
with my earbuds, I might hear it better. But with the remix, it's a lot clearer.
Unfortunately, Spotify and Apple Music users, you don't get to hear the original. I think you can only hear that on Amazon Music.
That's right, Amazon Music,
No,
home
that's-
of Beer
No,
Thursday
that's not necessarily
and
true.
every Rush song.
If you
Is it on Spotify?
look, well, if you can find it on somebody's playlist,
Really?
I think, because I'm trying to
Really?
remember.
Tim making up stuff
I-
about Spotify. Just
For some reason, on my Rush playlist, I've got the original version of One Little Victory, but nothing
Mhm.
else. I'm thinking that when the remix version came out, just for memory purposes, I got rid of all the songs, but just forgot One Little Victory, and then, got the remix of everything.
Maybe. Wait. Maybe.
And so
I don't
like
know.
I can't find the original. You know, if you just go through their catalog, no, all you get is the remix version.
Oh,
But
it's there
maybe
somewhere.
if you find somebody's playlist that
Hmm.
had the original and never took it off, you know, deleted it,
Yeah,
then
still
maybe,
there.
you know, yeah, maybe it's still there.
They took away all the pointers to it, but the links to it, but some people still have those pointers, links in their older playlists.
Right.
Yeah, that would never happen. Not in a world that's mostly blue, green in some parts, and then frozen on the top and bottom. No, I don't think so.
That's the best thing I've heard all night. What does that say for us?
Ooh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's all I got. Those are my notes. It's everything I wrote down about Vapor Trail. Any
Okay.
closing remarks from my two friends here? Jay,
All in all,
Tim?
it's just another brick in the wall. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is every Rush song. No, I have nothing to add, but I do agree with Tim. It is a very there's nothing positive about this song, and it's not supposed to be. He's working through this, you know, and it's the lyrics are great. They're just not happy. The
Yep.
music's good. It's not one of my favorite tracks on the album.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about it. I don't know why it's one of my lower favorites, because I find all these parts musically that I like. The lyrics are brilliant. I'm not sure what it is that just didn't all meld together into a bigger whole that I like better than the rest of their catalog, I guess.
Yeah, if you were given a choice, stranded on a desert island, and
Ooh.
you could only listen to 100 Rush songs,
Yes.
Vapor Trail would not be in that 100 list. But at the
Would
same
it?
time, Vapor Trail is not a song that I skip to the next song
Is it in my
when it comes
bottom?
up.
Is it in my bottom 69? Which is a phrase I wish I'd get myself now that I've asked it. All right.
Oh
Well,
man.
email us at 2112 at Every Rush Song on Instagram and Facebook. We are at Every Rush Song, and on those places, on what's this thing I'm pointing at? YouTube, you can comment and you can tell us what you think, because that's what's important here. That's the important part. So come back next
Sure.
week. What are we talking about next week, Mr. McComas? Mr. The World is Turning Thames.
I believe it's going to be Secret Touch.
Secret Touch. Yep.
That sounds about right to me.
How
Yeah,
How-
Secret Touch.
how do we even end this, Tim? Just how?
We end it like this. Sin City, Iowa. Good night.